So apparently I never hit record, which is funny. So I just took out Sophia and admired her. And we're going to go into this for the new year. But what's funny is, have you ever done that? Went to go like look and see what you're recording and make sure you're in frame and realize that you never hit record. So I don't even know where I left off. I believe what I did was I opened up Sophia and I raved about how beautiful she is and how good she smells and how she's nice and shiny. And then I started taking everything out of Poppy. December was nice, but it's over pretty much. So we're going to put that to the side and we're going to start new. Now, starting new, but I'm going to put some old things in there. This is my Moleskine. It's like a weekly. It almost reminds me of a Hobonichi Weeks, which is actually why I got it, because I wanted to be able to write things down on the day that it would happen, but then also take notes for the week, because not everything that I want to do in a week has a specific day assigned. So I like to keep this with or inside of my Planner Perfect Travels notebook, because I just feel like I don't have one of those what do you call it? It's like a yearly, like an annual and they have like 4 pages in between all of the months. So I use this, and the months in this are in the front. And I like this because it just gives me more space. And I also just like to look at the weeks and not just have pages in between the months. So this I think I got from Amazon. So we're going to put that in there. This I've been carrying around since like last March. And I haven't even, I think I only started using it in August, perhaps, of 2022. But nevertheless, I think I am going to just use that until I use it up. Because I was thinking about using this hydrangea book with the lines. I ordered this last year, I think. But it's so pretty. I think I want to save that for spring. So what we are going to do is we're going to open this subscription box, and we're going to see all the goodies for January. And that's going to be fun. I think I already slit the tape. So cool. Oh, look at this. So good. It's here. Okay. So we've got our 3 washi tapes. Beautiful. And then we've got our stickers and our tip-ins. Now, I've already taken a sneak peek at this online because I could not help myself. I always tell myself I'm going to wait until the subscription box gets here and I'm not going to look. But then I always go in like the Facebook group and see whatever is being posted about the new subscription box. So this is our journal. Nice and simple. I love it. Okay. Hello, winter. Yes. Even though it doesn't really feel like winter because it's pretty warm. But I'll take it. It's probably going to get cold in late January, early February. And this is so pretty. Jenny's original artwork, just January with the florals. It kind of gives me a sense of hope. It does have me like sort of jonesing for the spring. It will probably look really good with this, but I'm not going to do that like I said. Oh, look, it does look good. Oh, I don't know. I might have to use it. But anyway, here's what we're going to do. We're going to use this. I rarely ever use the book, the journal that comes with the subscription box, but it's a new year. I'm going to use my, one of the things I want to do this year is I want to use what I have in my stash, and I don't want to keep, hoarding my supplies. So we've got the Hello Winter, and it's fitting because it's winter, and then we've got this, so I'm going to use these together. I'm going to use this. Oh, well, I guess I don't need these tip-ins, because these are from December. I'm going to put those with the December stuff, but I will use these Planner Kate stickers. So here's what we've got so far. We've got our annual book, we've got our monthly plan book, and we have our journal. What goes next? Should I just use this up, or should I use something? I think I'm just going to use this up. Because the alternative, I actually have some of these, which are not Planner Perfect books. I got these from Amazon. They're field books. You get a stack of 5, I think. And these are not as high quality. They're not like high quality paper or anything, but they're nice to just like, not just throw in your bag and not worry that you're messing up your really nice books. But they are not the same size. They're the same width, but they are not the same height. So that stuff like that doesn't bother me though, because I just really just take my books out when I use them most of the time. But I don't know if I really want to not use this. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize this, and I'm going to put these four in there. So the first one will be our plan book, then we'll have this guy, and then we'll have this. Okay, and I do have a plan for each of the books, but right now I'm just setting up the Traveler's Notebook. So I think what I want to put in first is a plan book, even though I'm just about to take this out. I'm just going to flip this back so that I always like to fold these back, bend them back so that they lay flat. Otherwise, they don't lay flat, but it doesn't matter. Just bend them back, break the spine, or whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to put this in here. I think next I want this. I like to have this in the middle. And then I like to mark the week that I'm on, which is not this week. Okay, so I'll do that a little later. It's this. I'm gonna mark the week, and then I'm going to look a couple months out, and that's where I'm going to use this little. So let's go to the beginning of March, end of February, and that's where I'm going to use that little red slab. So that way I know which week I'm on, and then I have a few weeks in between where I can move the pages. So then I'm going to slip this bad boy in here, and I'm going to put this by the week that it's on. So here we go. And then this one will be Hello Winter. I'm going to break this guy in two. And then we'll put the book that I keep migrating over from Traveler's Notebook to Traveler's Notebook in the back. And I have been using this a little bit, but I haven't been using it as I plan to. So that's what I'm going to focus on. One of the things I'm going to focus on when I set this up. Okay, and all of the straps are perfect. I'm going to close it to make sure it closes the way I want it to. Beautiful, guys. Oh, she means business. Doesn't she look like she means business? I'm going to put a pin in here. That's lovely. Oh, she loves me, guys. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to put some things in here, but I'm not going to jam it up. What I want to do now is I want to open our tip-ins and our stickers, and then I'm going to get to decorating. I like to decorate for the entire month, so that way I don't have to worry about it. I can just pop open my book and use it. Yeah, this is not going to get utilized. I don't think. I'm going to put that away. So how are your holidays, guys? Mine always feel like they go too fast. But I guess that's with anything. If you let me tell it, last year in its entirety kind of went really fast for me. But I don't know. Some people are like, thank God that year's over. I'm like, oh no, I meant to do more. But I'm looking forward to everything this year. And I want to stop doing some of the things that were not serving me last year. We're going to talk about that as we set up. I love this girl. Jenny painted her. I want to say in 2021, she painted her, and I thought that's very cool. She puts the year in the glasses. And it's almost like, it's synonymous to me with the beginning of the year, because she painted it for that January box a couple years ago. It may have even been last year. But I also love the way she has the number of the year in her glasses, because it's like, look out, 2023, here I come, right? You better get ready for me. Be strong and courageous. I definitely am going to have that reminder right at my side. Hello, Winter. That matches the journal. Winter time. This is cute. I like warm hugs with the snowman. That's really cute. And then, oh, some lovebirds. All right, so I'm excited about those. Let's check these stickers out, and then let's look at this washi. So we've got the girl that we just saw, 2023 champagne. I love this. Tea and popcorn. You always get 2 sheets of each design. So Hello Winter, cozy. Got some hot cocoa. These are nice. I love it. Okay, let's move right along here. Let's take this bad boy out. And what I like to do is I like to number the pages, but I'm not going to do that first this time. This time I'm just going to washi it up, and then we'll come back and I'll number the pages and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to speed this part up. Okay, so I've done a few things here. As you saw, I went and washi taped all of my pages, and I did something else. But before I get to that, I wanted to show the washi because it dawned on me once I started filming once I started time-lapsing and putting the washi down, I realized I never opened the washi from the box. So let's do this real quick so we can see how these designs are so beautiful. So we have one that's like, this is more of a, it's a plaid background with stars. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there we go. There's like stars on like red and black. It looks like plaid. I believe it's plaid in the background. I like that. Cut that down. And then we have this one, which almost reminds me of like the Christmas season. But that's fine. You know, some of us still have our Christmas trees up. I don't. I actually made a point this year to take the Christmas tree down right on like the 2nd because I didn't want to be one of those people who kept the tree up. Not judging anybody, but I don't like it when I look at the tree on like the 6th or the 7th and I'm like, oh, we gotta take the tree down. And we have a fake tree, so it's not like it's, you know, dying and all that, but I just needed to take that tree down before I started the week. So this is my favorite washi from this box. It just says Happy New Year and it has 2023 lettered in the background, and it looks really cool. I almost felt like it was it's kind of like a gray background, and I almost felt like it was like a photo because it looks so like realistic, but it might just be a play on the shading. But I really like that one. That one's my favorite one out of this box. So I want to get as much use of that as I can because, I mean, I'm not going to probably use it throughout the year. It says Happy New Year. But I use it a couple times in the book, and I'll probably use it like in my bullet journal or in some of my other books. But this is the washi from this box. I'm pleased with this box. And sometimes, you know, it's Jenny's an artist. So she'll do what her heart tells her to do as an artist, and we get to enjoy the box. Not every box is going to be for everybody, like as far as like this is my favorite box ever, but everything is always tastefully done and the quality is high, and I just appreciate her work. So I love these. This one's definitely my favorite though. I have to admit that this one's my favorite washi. So we got the tip-ins. I don't even know what I did with them. I think I put them over here. Yep, that's where they are. Got the tip-ins over there. Now what I did was I wanted to go colorful but simple with this book and I like to decorate it in advance because I don't really have time to sit and decorate every day, and it's joyful when you like go to pull out your book and there's already decoration down. It's like someone cared for you and it was you cared for you beforehand. So you'll see some of these numbers that I wrote out on these post-it notes here, but I just wanted to keep it simple but colorful. Like I said, I don't always put the washi down as straight as I can, but you know, it's not meant to be perfect. And then I saw, like I had some washi that was not so colorful, and I used that to some with some print. But this was, I think I got most of this washi tape from Hobby Lobby. It came in like a set of colorful washi, and I really do enjoy these bright colors. See, I use that. That's like one of my favorites. And so now everything is pre-decorated with washi at least, and then I can go and put stickers down as I feel that it needs stickers. But this is a great like start, and then whenever I go to write, it's already decorated. Oh, I missed a page. How could I? I'm gonna come back to that. But yeah, let me just mark this page. Well, I'll find it. But so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and I'm going to mark out. You'll see that I what I'd like to do is I'm going to end up numbering these pages, because sometimes I go through an entire day or two or three, and it's been so busy, especially like during the week where I didn't get the chance to pick up my book and script. But then I'll come back and I'll use those pages for random things like, you know, maybe I need to think out an idea for a video, or maybe I need to, you know, sit down and think out a project. And so it's nice that I didn't, because what I used to do is I used to write in the dates when I got the book in the beginning of the month. And it's not, you know, it's not that easy to cover up the dates as it would be just to wait to date it. So that's why I just used the washi tape. And actually I'm gonna leave these last pages blank. And the way I do it, you have a page for every day of, you have a 2-page spread for every day of the month. Typically the way that a lot of people use it is they'll use a 2-day spread for Monday through Friday. So this will be like a Monday, a Tuesday, and so on until you get to like Friday, until you get to Saturday and Sunday, and then that shares a spread. So you get Saturday and Sunday. I actually like to have a 2-page spread for each and every day. So I do it a little differently, but here's what I'm going to actually go through and lay these dates down. Then I'm going to number the pages, and then I'm going to white out the week at a glance, because I actually use another planner for my week at a glance. So I don't use these that way. I use these for lists. For just like, you know, oh, I got to do this, I got to do this, I got to do that, or I need to pick up these things from the store, or I need to, you know, put these items on my next Amazon order, right? Like, so I use them in different ways, but I'm going to speed up again, because that's going to be, actually, no, I'm not going to speed up again. I'm going to let you see this part, because I do have a few things that I was thinking of when I was putting the washi down that I wanted to share. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Now, I'm going to leave these first few pages blank because I have a plan for those. So I counted back, and I think this is the 7th. So I'm just going to go with that. Yeah, so I'm just going to go with that. And that's fine with me, because I'm going to use these pages differently than what I would typically use them for. I'm just going to start this book probably on the 6th, maybe the 5th. But yeah, I'll probably start on the 5th. And I'm going to use the first few pages for something else. So I'm going to leave this for the 5th and the 6th. And I'm just going to go ahead and put these numbers down, and we'll see. So I was thinking while I was putting the washi down, I was reflecting on last year and how many, you know, I'm going to be transparent. I made so many excuses last year. I learned so much about a lot of things, and I hesitated to implement some of the information. I, you know, didn't believe in myself for some things, which is really wild when you think about it. Like sometimes, and I don't know if you guys can relate. I'm pretty sure somebody out there can relate, but you know, what I was doing, and so I'm just saying that it does match up. what I was doing in my mind was I was, a lot of times I'll put things off and say, oh, I'm not ready yet. Like I did that a lot with my content last year. I filmed a lot of content last year and I never put it out because I second guessed myself, because I said, oh, that's not the way I want it to be. And I stunted my growth by doing that, I believe, because sometimes you just have to get started and then the way will pave itself, right? Like, especially if you have like a desire to do something, if you have like a strong desire in your heart, like I really, really want to do this, and then you allow yourself, like I did, to be talked out, like of your own self is talking you out of putting your best foot forward and just doing it regardless of whether you think you're prepared or not. You're doing yourself a disservice. I know for myself, I know that for a fact because a lot of the things that I was like waiting for to be sort of like better circumstantially, some of those things happened anyway. And because I never started, I never was able to like enjoy the growth. And then some of those things that I'm like looking forward to as far as milestones cannot happen until I jump out there and start, doing what is in my heart to do. So I'm just going to take this washi up real quick and lay it back down because it's kind of warping the page. I am vowing to myself this year that I'm not going to allow myself to overthink in a way where I'm talking myself out of taking action. Like, if it's bad, it's bad, but I'm just going to go for it anyway. Because one of the things is, okay, so I'll just say this. One of the things I wanted to do last year was be consistent, but you cannot be consistent if you don't start. Like, it's just not going to happen. And in my mind, I was thinking to myself like, oh, well, once I have my plans together on how I'm going to be consistent, then I'll start. But it's like, you can't really make plans until you know what you can expect to plan around, and you have to kind of go through, blind in a way so that you can feel your way around and figure out the next steps. So many things that I feel I did not reach, so many sort of like milestones and things that I think I could have done and I will do because I hesitated and I overthought. So all of these line up, so that's good. And I'm leaving a few pages at the end here because I'm going to do something special with those pages too, but I have 31 days and I'm going to start this on the 5th. But I was not consistent in the way that I felt that I could be because I did not allow myself to start because I wanted everything to be sort of like set up, not necessarily perfect. I never said it has to be perfect before I start, but in a way that's exactly what I was like doing, because by not starting, it gets bigger and bigger in your head. When you go that first time and you don't do it, whatever it is, right, then you really overthink it the second and third time you go back to do it. So anyway, let me tell you what I'm doing now so I can do it and keep rambling. So now I'm just gonna take my one of my favorite Right Tech fine liners. One of my favorite fine liners is the Right Tech liquid fine liner, and this is not sponsored. I just love these. They come in those journal packs, and then I even bought like a separate pack with the different sizes because I love these so much. I'm gonna number these pages because, like I said, some of them won't be like the days of the month. I'm gonna start here with 1 because there's 80 pages in here. And hopefully I will not, I'm gonna skip and just do the odd pages, but hopefully I will not misnumber this, and I can talk at the same time. So, as far as consistency goes, I definitely had a lack of consistency last year, and this year I've literally just jumped into a lot of things because I took a good part of the last few days or the last few weeks of 2022, and I sat down and like painstakingly wrote out everything I feel I should be doing in a particular ideal day. Not to say I'll be able to do all of these things every day, but as far as like my ideal week goes, like I just literally wrote out everything that I feel I should be doing on a daily and weekly basis. And I wrote all that out and I put it in it's not a spreadsheet. I actually put it in Notion on one of those database tables. And I wanted to see it that way because look, here's the thing. Even when I don't hit all of those, at least I know what I feel I should be doing in order to get towards my milestones and my goals. So that was such a cathartic process. I definitely recommend it. I'll do a video on that actually. That's one of the videos that I have planned, is to take you through the entire process that I went through. It's one of those things where when you're going through it, you are kind of second guessing, or I was kind of second guessing myself, like, is this a waste of time? Should I be doing this? And then I thought to myself, like, if I don't take the time and care for myself and my dreams, like nobody else is going to do this better than me. Like nobody else has the answers that I have about what my desires are and about what my dreams are and what I think I can accomplish except me. And I needed to write it down. Let me tell you this. One of the reasons that I was convicted to write it down is because when it lives in my head, right, first of all, it's overwhelming. It seems impossible because there's all these things just jumping on top of each other, all these ideas just fighting each other for space in my head. And so I had to get them down on paper, or I did put them on paper, but I put them in Notion because I wanted to like work with them and sort them and filter them and stuff like that, and have a record of them, so I didn't have to find like the paper that I wrote it down on all the time. But once I got that stuff out of my brain and on paper and into Notion, I realized that, these things are small things. And if I were just to focus and like batten down on each of the particular things, like, one or two or three at a time, like I could really body and accomplish those things. But when they all live in my head, they're stronger than my willpower. They're stronger than my belief in myself. And that's another thing. So I might as well, we're already here, I might as well be honest. Sometimes I just don't believe in myself enough to try something. I'm like, oh, well, I don't know if you can do that, or, oh, no, you're not going to be able to have time to do that, or, oh, when you have time, then you can think about that. And then by then, the idea's gone, the momentum's gone. So I needed to write it down for that reason, too, because I'm bigger than the paper that, I'm bigger than the tasks. Right? Like I'm not defined by the tasks, but all the tasks together in my head are, they can be kind of bullying. So I needed to separate them, and I needed to send them in their own corners and let them know that I'm boss and I'm going to decide where they go and when they go and how I'm going to accomplish them and how I'm going to order them and make them happen. Another thing that dawned on me, which is probably obvious, is that, to some people, is that I don't have to do everything, right? Like, it's just, these are all the things that I could think of. So if I got 60 to 70% of that stuff done, it's like, well, job well done. At least they're not just all in your head, paralyzing you from starting one of them. So that was a really good thing. So I definitely implore people to sit down and just write out, what are your dreams and what are your goals? And it takes hours. So I'm not gonna lie. It probably took me overall, like over the couple weeks that I did it. Sometimes I would get 2 hours to myself. Sometimes I would get, 1 hour. Sometimes I would get 30 minutes. And I just kept writing things, and I was putting them on index cards. Then I was able to like put them in order and categorize them. But it seems like a lot, to spend like, I would say probably it's probably took me around 10 hours total, just because I have that many things in my mind. But some of those things were duplicates. Some of them were attached to other things. Some of them are ideas that I have for years to come. Like, okay, that's not going to happen in 2023, but it was good that I put it on paper because now I can break it down and start working on it. But anyway, I think it's important to sit down and separate those ideas from your mind, put them on paper or put them in some sort of note-taking system digitally if you have to make sure that they're out of your head, that you can now work with them. Because if they're still in your head, it's going to be overwhelming. So you got to get those out of your head. And so I think that's definitely going to help me be consistent, because I could see that even if I don't get all of those things done, if I get a fraction of them done or a percentage of them done, I'll feel really good, and I'll be able to work some things out as far as like how they go. It's also like a weight has been lifted, because now that I know what to do, I've been doing some of the things just without even like plotting them out. Like obviously I plotted them out like with times and all that stuff, but like I haven't really been tracking it so diligently. I just remember writing it down, so I'm like, oh yeah, remember when you wrote that down? That's important to you. Okay, let me keep going with this so that we don't have to ramble for the rest of this video without showing you what I'm doing. Next thing I'm gonna do here is I'm looking for a white out. Those little, and I know I have one. It's just a matter of where. I'm looking for, oh, there it is. For this. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna utilize these, and I have a bunch of these little things, but what I do is I go through and I white out these, the weeks. And then I'm gonna get one more washi, and I'm gonna put that washi on that one page that didn't have it, but I'll get there when I get there. So let me just grab that washi first. Okay, I just went and got one of my sticker books so I can have some more labels, because I think the other labels are in the other labels I have, because I have a bunch of these. Whenever I would order from Planner Kate, I would get these freebies. And then she has it to where you can order like 10 sheets of freebies. And so I have a bunch of these little labels. But they're in the room where my husband is filming. And you could probably hear him some of this video, but hopefully not too loud. But anyway, so I got the washi tape that I'm going to use for that one page that I forgot. And then I'm going to wipe this out, and I'm going to keep talking. So where did I leave off? I think what I did was... I think what I was talking about when I left off was how I tend to get overwhelmed, and then I start making excuses about why I can't do it, or what needs to be in place before I can do it, or to do certain things. And those are all lies. Like, if you ever really think about the things that prevent you from doing something, like one of the things I'll say is like, I don't have enough time, or I'm tired. Those things are lies. And if you allow yourself, like I have, to believe those lies, then you'll go along with them, because you're like, oh, well, yeah, I said I'm too tired, so I'm not even going to try. Or I said, I don't have enough time, so why even get started? Those things are lies, and I've proven them wrong, because when I think I'm tired, I have so much more energy. Because like a lot of times I'll say, oh, I'm too tired, and then I'll like sit down and start scrolling on social media or something, and then I'm up for like 2 more hours, and I'm like, if I was tired, then why am I still up? And then sometimes when I tell myself I don't have enough time, there's a great example what I just mentioned. But then also, like, these little pockets of time that I have in between, like, let's say meetings, I do it at work all the time. My job is so like, hurry up and go. We have to do so many little tasks on my team, and like keep track of them and things like that. And I utilize every single moment of the workday like you wouldn't believe. If I have a meeting that gets canceled, I'll like, oh, that's like a gem sometimes. Like, oh, we're not meeting? Okay, well then I'm gonna jump into this project. Or if I have like 15 minutes before a meeting, I'll time myself, and I'll be like, how many tasks can I get done? And so that's why I always keep a list nearby of like the things that I want to get done in a day, because inevitably there's going to be like 15 things that pop up that are like, oh, I didn't plan for this because it just came up, but I want to get it done and get it knocked out of the way, so it's not something that like comes back and it's like, hey, is this done? And it's like, no, I didn't get started. So a lot of times what I'll do at work is this is another thing. I was just talking to my sister about this a couple weeks ago. When something comes up at work that's like, hey, do you mind looking into this? I do it right away. A lot of times it's like, oh, I already have 15 things planned that I would normally be doing, but let me just get this for you right now so that A, I don't forget. So that B, like there's something about giving somebody, especially at work, exactly what they asked for in less time than they would have expected it, because then you get that like sense of gratitude a lot of times, like, oh my gosh, that was so quick, thank you. And it's like, oh, I'm great, so but most of the time I don't do it for that. I do it for, that's just like a bonus, but I do it because I don't want to lose track of things. And if it's something that I can do like quickly, or if it's something that somebody needs, that's also a reason why like I'll put things before my planned work. It's like, oh, this person really needs this, so I just want to help them, and but the point is, I'll do all these things for people who ask me to do things for them. But then when it comes to doing something that I want to do for myself, and this is like on my personal time, right? Then it's like I have all these reasons why I can't do it now, or why something has to be in place first. And I don't take that approach at work. So why don't I give myself and my own initiatives that same energy that I give people at work, so that I can also reap the benefits of having things done that I want done. So those are just a few thoughts that were going through my mind. And what's funny is, like, a lot of times what stops me is, and I know people overuse this word sometimes, but a sense of perfectionism. Like, we all know nothing's ever going to be like perfect. But that we do, like God can be perfect, but, and the works of God, but our works are never going to be perfect. And even though we know that, like I have allowed the sense of perfectionism to stop me or to delay me from getting started in so many areas. It's like, oh, well, I really want it to be like this, so I've got to think about it some more. I've got to put this off until XYZ is in place. And I'm realizing, especially after going through this for several years, that it's never going to be perfect. So you might as well just do it like, do it ugly, do it dirty, do it scared. And just so that you can have something to build on, right? Like if you just do it, and I'm not saying aim to do a bad job, but this is one of the things that my husband always says to me, like, do it, do something, bad. He likes to say, like you're going to be bad at something before you're good at something, so you might as well just do it bad, right? And so I always get on him about that too, though, because I'm just like, no, I'm never going to strive to do something poorly. But I get what he's saying. He's not saying strive to do something poorly. He's like, just do something, and this is when we're talking about like building businesses and creating content. He always gets on me about like, put your videos out. Did you put your videos out? Because he sees me recording a lot. And then he's like, did you put that video out? And I'm like, no, the lighting wasn't good, or I made too many mistakes, or blah, blah, blah. And he just like rolls his eyes and shakes his head at me. But, he's right, because it's one of those things where if I don't put it out, and this is what happened to me last year, and for the last couple years, to be honest, but last year more so than any other year. When you don't put it out, when I record and then I don't put it out that first or second day, then a few days passes, and then I'm like, oh, well, I just need to start over. Like, what? So I have so much content that has never seen the light of day, because, or even it'll get to like I'll start editing it and I'll be like, oh, this is so bad. Like, I can't be, known for this kind of shoddy work. Like, you should hear how I'm sometimes like talking about my own stuff, but it's really not that bad. It's just that I, have this sense of perfectionism. I'm going to be honest, and it's not even perfect, like perfectionism, but it's just like, I want it to be at a certain level. Meanwhile, I haven't put in the work to be at the level that I desire my work to be at. So I really need to like bring it in a little bit and be real with myself about the amount of time and work that I put into this in order to get the result that I want. So, that's something that I'm definitely going to work on this year, is just doing it, doing it dirty is what I'm going to say. Like, just, and without care. And here's another thing that my sister and I were discussing, is this idea that, you're going to look stupid. And that's really one of the reasons why, I wouldn't want to put out bad work. It's because, like, somebody's going to look at this and they're going to judge me. And they're going to be like, I can't believe this lady on the internet, put this trash out. And then it's like, but no, wait, I can do better. But it's like, I need to start where I'm starting, And if I'm really being honest, I'm like, as far as content creation, like, I'm a bit of a kindergartner. I'm in kindergarten. I might be in first grade. Just because I stayed back a couple years. And like, I started filming content. Wow. Actually, I started filming content. Now we're just going to get into it. I started filming content around makeup in 2015, 2016. And content that never saw the light of day. Okay, like, I filmed dozens of makeup tutorials and I did not like the way that they came out. And so those are different because you don't want to put out a video that your makeup wasn't the way you wanted it and, trying to teach somebody how to do it. So those I'll cut myself some slack. But I also realized that, like, that's not necessarily, even though I love it, that's not necessarily what I'm so passionate about as far as creating content around. Like, I love makeup, but I don't necessarily know that I want to create content around that. So that's something that, I had to figure that out as I went along, because there was literally like nothing that I wanted to put out after filming, and I would film so much. I'm saying dozens, but I may have even, like, I want to say I filmed at least like 60 or 70 makeup videos, because I was doing this for like a year. And I had all these ideas and I would execute on them, but then I just would not put them out. So anyway, I'm taking you guys on a tangent, but let me just open up this. This is one of my sticker books where I keep like labels. So these are Chrissy Ann designs. This is not even what this video is about, but since we're here, you might as well see some of this sticker stash that I have. I might use these, but you know what? Chrissy Ann design stickers, you have to use a permanent marker. And since I never really have a permanent marker when I'm using this book, I'm just going to look for some planner Kates. I'll probably use these, but since I already started flipping through this, we might as well just like look and see what else is in here. I'll probably come back and use this S77 or S97. Oh man, I remember I got these. I never used them. So these are cool. More Chrissy Ann designs. Got some planner Kate in here. AM routine, PM routine, work early, schedule errands, self-care. So these are nice. I am probably going to these are from some like kit that I got from Amazon, I think. I don't know where I got those, but it was like the holidays of the year. And then I don't even know what is in here. I haven't picked this up in so long. Okay, well, I think, look at this. This is from 2020. How sad is that? I never used that. Okay, well, the rest of these are just, okay, those are profane. Okay, so I'm just going to go back to here and I'm going to use these because that's what I started using. So, and I wish I could go in there and get my stuff, but I'm not going to interrupt my husband while he's filming because, you know, that'll be rude. So anyway, where was I? I was saying that I started with makeup content and then I realized like my love is really in planning and that I wanted to focus only on that. So that's what I've been doing. But then I have that perfectionism demon or whatever you want to call it that just keeps me, you know, in a headlock. Like, well, you know, it's not good enough. So I am going to just rid myself of that. And I'm going to just be okay with the idea of, you know, not putting out the best ever. I'm just going to do the best that I can do. That's within like reason of time, right? Because that's another thing. Like if I spend so much time on something, like let's say I spend like 4 hours putting together one piece of content or one video, like that's not wise either. I would much rather like get more of my message out, or like whatever, my thinking is, or a technique, rather than to spend hours and hours trying to make something look a certain way. Because I'll be honest, like I do enjoy the decorating of my planner, but that is just so that it's for me. It's for me to go and say, okay, these are my plans, and if I have to do this stuff that I don't really want to do, then I'm going to want to look at something pretty. Like that's the whole reason. That's the whole reason I started planning. It's not like I don't want to do what I have to do, but the idea is that, okay, if I'm going to do this day, then it's going to be fabulous. Like look at these pretty stickers and these beautiful colors, and oh, let me go back and look at all the things that I've planned and get excited about them, like I was when I planned them. And that's one of the wonderful things about planning, is that, you can see how excited you are to do something, and when you fill up your planner with all the things that you did do, that you executed, that's the best feeling, right? And it's not about really like plotting out a bunch of stuff and never getting to it. It's about look at how my life is going, look at how these days went, look at what happened, and the memories that I can enjoy and look back on. So anyway, so those are my 3 things that I'm going to focus on, especially this month. And I'll be back with more content later this week, actually. But the 3 things I'm going to focus on are being consistent, like no matter what, through the doubt, like through the feeling like I look stupid, like who cares? I'm doing it anyway. I'm going to charge through being overwhelmed. And I have so many techniques for this stuff, so I'm going to share it too. And then I'm going to, like throw away perfectionism. Like it's just not going to be perfect. And so hopefully you'll be there with me to see the train wreck that is me trying to make more content. Or to post more content. So I'm looking forward to this year, and I've already gotten set up in my plan book for January. I'm going to put this in this delicious Sophia right here. And I'm going to actually, so I'll put it in here just for the sake of the video, but for closing out the video, but I'm going to just go back and start planning some stuff for those first few days. And I'm going to put these tip-ins. I'm going to put this girl right here, right in the front, so she can just remind me that, like, we're doing things differently this year. You know what I'm saying? So she's going to be right there, peeking out of the bottom. And then I'll put these, like, up here somewhere. But yeah, that's how we're doing things this year. We're just not going to overthink and make things so weird. We're gonna just go with it. So I'm gonna just stick these in here because I'm gonna probably use some of these as I decorate for this upcoming first week of 2023. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoyed my rants and ramblings. And I will see you on the next one, but just take a gander at that. Is that not the best thing you ever saw? Like, what? She means business, this Sophia. Miss Sophia she's about her business. You know, I'm scared of her. I'm not. I'm happy to be, I'm happy to have her on the squad, but she's one to look out for. So if you don't have Sophia and you've been thinking about getting her, I will definitely vouch. Like, this is not sponsored or anything like that, but I will vouch for the products of Planner Perfect. You go to Designs by Planner Perfect and look around at some of the leathers and some of the products. They have like these journals and notebooks, and this is one that I ordered a while back that I never used because it was so pretty. I was like, I want to save it, so I'm going to use it this spring though because it's too pretty to let sit in a box or in a drawer. So I'm excited for this new year. I hope you are too. Why don't you comment below and let me know what you're going to do differently this year. What things are you going to overcome? Are you something like me? Do you lack consistency? Do you feel overwhelmed and let that stop you? Do you suffer from perfectionism? Like, let me know in the comments so that I don't feel so crazy. But, I'll be here anyway. So, see you next time. Bye-bye.